In this video, I'll show you how to take something from Gravity Sketch, import it into KeyShot, and render it. First, let's take a look at the geometry and the layers for this project. First thing I did was import some reference images. Then I took one of the front-facing images and aligned it with the mannequin head built in the app. This gave me a good idea of what the proportion of the glasses was going to be. From here, I took the ink tool and did a few loose sketch iterations. This is the design that I landed on before moving to a clean line sketch. For the clean line sketch, I used the stroke tool and refined the lines and the design from the loose sketch. I then used these clean lines to span some sub-D surfaces between them with bridge curves beta. I use sub-D surfaces because it allows you to connect surfaces together and push and pull parts pretty easily to achieve the level of detail that you're looking for. It also allowed me to make one shape and then split that shape into different parts of the frame. So here you'll see that I have a front and rear part of the frame, but that was all originally one piece of data. Once I've established the design and built out most of the components, I went in and added small details. Now, because we're not designing this for production, and the purpose of this model is for rendering, you can use a bunch of different tools in Gravity Sketch to achieve detail work. I used the volume tool, turned to planar, to make these rubber grips on the sides of the glasses. Now, because everything in Gravity Sketch has history, I'm able to take these parts, adjust the radius, size, and even the shape type. Some of the more detailed parts I made with sub-D geometry again. Usually I'll take a primitive shape, convert it to sub-D, and then add edge loops, move points around, and extrude faces till I have the shape that I want. For the lens, I made a simple sub-D surface between two curves, and then duplicated that surface back, merged both surfaces together, and connected the perimeter. This is so the lens that I create has surface thickness. So if I delete some of the edit points here and cut a section through the lens, you'll see that this is watertight geometry, and I placed a few edge loops to achieve a nice tight radius for the lens. This additional attention to detail will really start to shine once we import our model into KeyShot. Okay, so to export, let's go to the Save section, Export, and I'll have it at OBJ double-sided. We'll leave it at a render mesh and also have that at split. Then press the blue check mark and export that. Okay, so to import the model, I'm using a Rift S headset. So I'll go to Documents, Gravity Sketch, Exported Sketches. Select the sketch and import it into the scene. If you're not using a tethered headset, you'll use Landing Pad to access your exported sketches. Download them and then import them into KeyShot. Okay, the first thing I'll do is open up the material library, and then on the right-hand side, go to Scene, and then minimize the lens by pressing the eye icon. You'll see that every piece of geometry that makes up these glasses was brought into KeyShot from Gravity Sketch and has its original name and then the mirrored object labeled as well. When you export things from Gravity Sketch, the colors and materials link together. Now you can change this by selecting all the layers, right-clicking, and unlinking the materials, which will allow you to break those material groupings. Okay, now we'll go back to Scene, toggle on our lens, and then go to Glass under the Material Library. So we can try a few different options here. I'm going to use the orange glass here, and I want to have a top to bottom gradient. So I made something in Photoshop, and we're going to apply it as a label. So I'll grab this from the folder, load it into the scene, and place it on top of the glasses. And change the layer type to metal from plastic so that we have a more reflective surface. All right, so this looks decent, but if we drop an environment in here, we'll start to see those reflections pop a little more. And the next thing I want to do is drop in a plane so we can have these glasses sit on a nice warm wood texture. So I'll scale up the plane here and then grab one of the wood textures here under the material library, drop it in, and start adjusting the material by shifting the size of it and adjusting the bump maps. So you can do this by double clicking the part that has the material applied to it, and then go under texture, adjust the size of the texture, and then scroll down to the bump height and shift those numbers up as well to make the grain pop up a bit. Okay, so now that we have our materials figured out, we can drop in some different environments. In this case, I'm going to use an outdoor environment so that I get that heavy sunlight effect. And then we can start adjusting the lighting. So on the right-hand side at the top, we can select lighting, and you'll see it by default it's set to basic. So we'll select jewelry here and tick off caustics. And then the last thing we can do is go back to material, double click the lens, and add another label. So now we're going to add the labels for the company, and in this case I'm dropping in a PNG. So I'll take that PNG, scale it down to the right size so that it fits on the frame, and use the navigation tools to put it into place, and then press the green check mark. So now that the details are out of the way and we see how the lighting is affecting the materials that we've selected, we can start to work on our camera. So I'm going to create a new camera so that we can position it, apply different effects to it, and then save it in that location. So now that I've adjusted the perspective and field of view, I want to make use of depth of field. So if you use depth of field, it's a bit difficult to see how the focal distance and the f-stop are adjusting in relation to each other. So one tip for this is to go to the top bar, select geometry view, and then you'll see a window where depth of field is represented visually. So I'll play around with the values a bit until I get something that blurs out the background behind the glasses, but keeps everything else in focus. And once we have all that set up, we can start to render things out. So click the render button in the bottom right-hand corner, and then we can name the file, choose where it goes. So in this case, I'm just going to let it go to the recording section for KeyShot 9. Click render and render it out. All right, everyone, hope you enjoyed this video. It was just meant to be a brief showing of what you can do exporting something from Gravity Sketch and moving it to KeyShot. If you have anything specific you want to see, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Thanks.